What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to Strangers Minds. I'm Fernando, and this is Strangers Reaction to Paranormal Caught on Tape. Today, we're gonna react to Chills. Chills is one of the most popular, I guess, compilation video content creator. I think I saw that he has like 6 point whatever million subscribers. So kudos to him. Congrats. And I've read a lot of the comments towards his way of speaking. He does have this a unique way of saying certain things. So a lot of people enjoy it. A lot of people don't like it. I don't mind it. So all I know is that he has great content. So we're gonna react to it right now with 11 scariest things caught by drones. So let's get this one started.
Drones allow us to explore areas that we would otherwise never dare step foot in, and as they fly through the sky high above, they sometimes catch things that were never meant to be witnessed by the human eye. Number 11. This drone footage was taken somewhere deep in the Salt Fork Park in Ohio. The video starts out ordinarily enough, but then sometime around the 5-minute mark, you might be able to see something hiding in the thickets. Watch the left side of your screen closely as the drone starts to land, and pay close attention because it happens pretty fast.
It does seem like a person is walking or doing something there. Who's not to say this is a person though? Yes, it does seem a bit, everything is black, but
Many people claim they can see a large creature stop and look up as the drone passes by. Some even claim that this is a Bigfoot sighting in broad daylight. I do see what they are talking about, but I personally don't see any movement, and
thank you. I was just about to say that it actually looks stationary.
I think it could possibly be a tree. Let me know if you see it and if you agree. Number 10.
We definitely see it, but it does seem to me like it's stationary, probably a prop of whatever. I don't think it's a tree, but we have to react to what we get. Whoever come across this, looking at it, for those who doesn't own a drone, you're basically looking at it through a cell phone and or a screen of whatever type, depending on the quality of the drone. And seeing something like that might make you want to try and do a double take.
When a freak thunderstorm sets this large hayfield on fire in Weld County, Colorado, a brave farmer named Eric Howard hops into his tractor and heads straight for the action. He has a wild plan that's about to greatly help firefighters contain the 30-acre blaze if it all goes well.
Oh man, he's getting so close.
Thinking fast, Eric quickly carves a long path across the field to keep the fire from spreading. It's a firefighting strategy called a fire line, which is where you remove the topsoil so that there is less material to burn. He barely manages to stay ahead of the inferno, and the dancing flames grow tall enough to melt the paint off his trusty tractor the whole time. Eventually, the wildfire is contained, and Eric is credited by the firefighters for his gutsy plan, which probably saved additional acres from going up in flames. Let me know what you would do in this situation, and if you think Eric should have left it to the professionals. Number 9.
No. I mean, first and foremost, if that is his property, then you have to do what you can, to help the situation. If he's a worker, he just he did take a risk. But it all depends on the relationship that you have with your employer. Obviously it is dangerous if you don't know how to maneuver a tractor, but he did a good thing. We're talking about, this is what seemed like like wheat or something. There's food source, and he just saved food for us, right? So yeah, kudos.
9. A Predator combat drone is conducting a routine patrol when suddenly something huge and fast enters its airspace. What appears to be some kind of unidentified flying object streaks by the drone. In a gigantic burst of white light, the drone turns around to scan the area, but whatever zoomed past is now long gone. Unfortunately, no further footage was recovered. I don't know if the lack of information surrounding this video is a sign that it's fake, or it means the military simply isn't saying anything. The unidentified flying object could be CGI, but outside of that possibility, what you are watching could very well be our first contact with very technologically advanced extraterrestrials. Number 8.
I've seen that video in the past, and it seems like it is one of the more compelling UFO videos out there. Of course, we're not gonna get a lot of information, especially if this is from the military. Can it be orchestrated? Of course. There's really nothing else to indicate, aside from what we just saw, that this could have been photoshopped in a way. And if it wasn't, like I said, this is one of the more captivating UFO videos captured on camera, period.
A YouTuber named Run Gun Griff is a drone enthusiast who explores a lot of exotic locations on his channel. Most of his videos are taken on tropical islands, but this one was shot at a hard-to-find rural spot that he simply describes as being in the middle of nowhere. As this drone flies high, you can see that Run Gun Griff and his friend are standing in the middle of a huge field of crops that's covered in a series of strange markings. The symbols themselves are perfectly symmetrical and extremely precise in their geometry. Their designs look strikingly identical and appear to have no noticeable differences, a sign that it was not made by humans. I suppose that it would be possible to do this with farm equipment, but farmers have little reason to vandalize their own field, and since there's absolutely no flaws in the design, I think that there is a strong possibility that this was made by something extraterrestrial. Let me know if you think that these crop circles are man-made or extraterrestrial in nature, and if you recognize any of these symbols from any literature, movie, or video games, then I'd definitely like to know where they are from. Number
I recall reading into a story that did suggest, crop circles were popping up in multiple different areas all around the world, and apparently, it's almost like a monkey see, monkey do. People were, portraying, these crop circles from, that popping up on their property. One could argue, why would they do such a thing to their own property? Because it is a form of vandalism. But you know what? You get some sort of recognition, and in today and age, with social media and everything, a little recognition could get you a spot on a television show. I mean, and you get some recognition. A lot of people do a lot of stuff for clickbait, all outrageous stuff for clickbait. And they did explain how crop circles can be created. It does take a lot of time. So people might question, well, how come they ain't getting caught? Well, if they're doing it on the DL, and who's going to be suspicious enough to be, patrolling certain areas, especially if it's private property. What seemed a little weird to me is that these guys recording that video was, pretty much doing, dare I say, even a music video, right? Like, they were both sitting down and just recording the drone going just so perfectly and just flying above their heads. They were a little bit more interested in showing their faces. Now, if they were, if they were there to investigate the crop circle, if it was a legit crop circle, and this phenomenon is real, they'll spend less time trying to record a music video. I'm saying a music video, but that's just me. I'm just being stupid. But there'll be less time recording themselves than the actual getting evidence. And with meters, there are people that go out there with meters to read radiation, to read any potential other chemicals in the air, or but yeah.
Number 7. A YouTuber named Furious Otter is piloting his nosy drone across a long stretch of woods when he comes across a mysterious all-white object that doesn't match the native scenery. He grows curious and decides to take the drone closer to the ground to get a better look. It's a decision that he probably now regrets.
I've seen this one.
It doesn't look like much at first, but the situation becomes much more clear after he zooms in. A witch-like figure appears to crouch low while watching the drone from the tree line. I can't tell if they are waving at them or brushing something out of their hair, but either way, this strange hermit just shouldn't be out here this deep in the woods. This video is terrifying if it's real, but a couple of things make me question its authenticity. I know drones can get a lot closer than that, so why didn't he try to get closer to see if they needed help instead of immediately flying away? I guess he could have been worried about losing his drone, or possibly even getting cursed, so he just got out of there fast instead. If that's the case, then I can't say I blame him. Let me know what you think you would have done if you were there.
Well, first of all, it did seem as though like this lady, it seemed female, long hair, kind of, I just think she was in a place where she wasn't supposed to, and a drone caught her. It actually seems as though like she pulled back her hair to put on a mask or something to hide her identity. The reason why he wouldn't go closer to this, because he'll lose a drone, and from the way it looks and the quality of the video, it must be an expensive drone. So, let's just assume that this guy is not a millionaire and doesn't give a crap about his equipment. But, yeah, I don't think there's anything to this except the fact that they possibly caught a trespasser.
Number 6. This news drone records the aftermath of a giant blast that rocked a residential district in Westminster, Colorado. The giant smoldering crater you are looking at was once a home, and even worse, the blast was done on purpose. The owner of the home, 59-year-old Gary Pine, was living all by himself when he decided to take his life in a very vengeful way. He disconnected his natural gas line and let his house fill up with gas until it blew, blowing off the side of his neighbor's house and sending debris flying across 2 whole blocks. No one knows exactly why he did it, nor will they ever feel completely safe in their home again. Number 5.
That was, I'm gonna say something very personal right now, and for anybody listening, take it as it is. But I did have a family member who took his own life, and as sad as that situation is, but anybody else who talks to me about potentially, having issues, I do tend to help them as best as could. Obviously, seek out professional help, but that to me is an act of weakness. That to me is, you giving up, and just not wanting to fight anymore. Seek help. But if you are going to do something like this, don't involve other people. Sorry, I know you don't care about your life, but don't be selfish. You created a massive bomb to off yourself, affecting pretty much everybody around you. Like, come on now, there's that kind of rubs me the wrong way, to tell you the truth, because the houses next could have kids, babies, could have had anybody in there, and you could have possibly, I'm not sure how many people were injured during this, or if it was just the guy who did this intentionally. um but I'm just saying, if you're gonna go off yourself, you know uh do it in a way that you don't hurt nobody else, because just because you're going through your own shit doesn't mean that everybody else has to suffer for it.
These National Geographic explorers are using high-tech drones to map out the inside of a churning volcano for the very first time. Their drones are able to get close enough to the lava to capture shots that would boil a human alive. The 1,000-degree temperatures claim more than a few drones during the study, and each one is an expensive loss. These drones use sophisticated 3D technology to map out the bottom of a lava pit, something that has never been done before. You can even see an evil-looking entrance where the high-pressure magma shoots out of the volcano. The drones also have another purpose too. They let researchers measure exactly how close to the edge they can get before the incredible heat becomes too much to stand. Let me know if you think you'd be brave enough to do this kind of research,
Hell no.
or if you'd rather have a safer occupation. Number 4, an Australian YouTuber.
Oh yeah. It is always, known that, all of these explorations of a lot of these things that we would never know otherwise, which we have to give a lot of credit to the white folks. Because I'm telling you, man, me personally, yeah, I would not go near a volcano for sure, especially one that looks crazy active like this. Like that's crazy. As an occupation, how much is enough for you to put your life on the line? Because it only takes one incident, and that's it. And that goes for people exploring the ocean. There's not a lot that I am afraid of in this life, but the ocean, anybody who knows me personally knows that I am afraid of the deep blue sea. That is a scary place. I don't like to do the banana boat, like going to beaches and then getting on a boat where they purposely throw you over. Nah, I'm good, man. I like land.
Named Simon Lawrence is flying his drone high above his boat in Port Lincoln. He and his friends are,
as I said, that banana boat thing, right? Look, nah, I'm not about to be dinner.
Looking to catch crabs, but soon they find something else entirely lurking in the deep ocean waters.
That's a big ass shark, bro.
The great white shark seems to silently study them for a bit before coming in for a closer look.
Like it's keen. Fuck.
When the shark shows interest in their crab pot, they wisely cut it loose and watch the shark swim away. Simon and his friends are very lucky because great white sharks have been known to try and overturn boats by swimming straight into them at full speed. Number 3. This drone video was taken in late 2016. Golden Hour is a YouTuber who is apparently just trying to get some aerial shots of his small town when he stumbles upon something that definitely doesn't belong in a cornfield. It kind of looks like an ordinary scarecrow at first, but then you can see it's a clown in a bright orange outfit with equally colorful hair. The strange and unfriendly clown glares at the drone before sprinting away at full speed.
Oh my god, did he see how he looked and then he just bolts?
Makes its way into the mouth of the forest shortly, and the drone takes off back to safety. I have questions about this video that are similar to number 7. If this video is real, then once again I don't understand why the drone operator didn't pursue the clown further to figure out where it came from. I guess the clown could have just been a friend in a costume, but then again, maybe this was one of the many real clowns caught trespassing on properties in 2016. It's hard to say for sure, so I'd definitely like to get your opinion. Number 2.
Well, again, chills, not everybody has 6.7 million subscribers. You're most likely getting paid very nice by YouTube. not a lot of people has the financial stability to be buying drone after drone after drone, and once again, let's just say, it is a forest area. You can't really maneuver a drone, with a lot of trees and all this. So, there is a good possibility you're going to lose your drone. And let's just say what is a drone going to actually do? First of all, the guy has a mask. You can't even identify him. It's what is a drone really going to do besides letting you know that there's somebody there? And even if you find out who is there, are we gonna go after these guys personally? We're gonna call 911. Most likely, if this is an incident that occurred, that he's trespassing, the proper authorities was called anyway. But yeah, I'm not gonna lose a drone. I'm just gonna call the authorities.
2. A YouTuber named Justin Brown has been seeing odd-looking people living in tents near his hometown in Lompoc, California. He is too nervous to investigate the situation in person, so he sends his drone over for a closer look. Imagine Justin's surprise when he discovers an entire colony of strangers living on a riverbed less than a mile from his home. He has no idea who they are, what they want, or why they are so close to a suburban neighborhood, which doesn't seem particularly special in any way. Also, no one can seem to figure out what this mysterious blinking blue light is. Take a look at the way it keeps flashing persistently, and tell me what kind of technology you think it could be. Maybe together we can figure out who lives here and their purpose. Before we get to number 1.
I mean, it could have been like a lights, right? It looked like lights. Looked like, it didn't have no sparks. So, one could say that, they weren't trying to fix or do anything mechanical there. But it could have been LED lights, blinking. That is a large freaking colony. That's crazy. But also, I live in New York, and I've seen videos in Chicago, Detroit, all of these unfortunate, cities that are having a lot of issues, especially with homeless. And yeah, if there is a huge property like that, and just they all come together and, build a little community for themselves, I would assume it would look like that, assuming they're not all crackheads and drug addicts and all this and that, because those type of homeless people don't have the mind capacity to actually do anything productive. If these guys are homeless, they're actually doing the right thing by trying to stick together, help one another, create a community. These are the type of homeless people that I would actually help in any way, shape, or form, even if it's to just give them something to eat. But, it's just me.
1. My name is Chills, and I hope you're enjoying my narration. If you're curious about what I look like in real life, then go to my Instagram at DylanIsChillinYT and tap that follow button to find out. I'm currently doing a super poll on my Instagram. If you believe ghosts are real, then go to my most recent photo and tap the like button. If you don't, DM me saying why. When you're done, come right back to this video to find out the number 1 entry. Also, follow me on Twitter at YTChills, because that's where I post video updates. It's a proven fact that generosity makes you a happier person. So if you're generous enough to hit that subscribe button and the bell beside it, then thank you. This way you'll be notified of the new videos I upload every Thursday and Sunday. Number 1.
Nice. There's a lot of YouTubers out there that are actually, pushing like, hit the like, subscribe and all this and that. Apparently something's going on with YouTube with their algorithms, and if you don't actually like the videos or subscribe to the videos, the video will get lost in the ether, and subscribe, like, all that good
1.
stuff.
A YouTuber named Chris Lamb says that he was all alone when he shot this drone footage at Fort McClellan, Alabama, but the video says otherwise. You can clearly see that nobody is in the background at the beginning. But when Chris steadies the camera just a moment later, you can see someone standing by the street lamp. There's not enough time for anyone to walk out from behind a building, but yet here they are. Also, did you see how they seem to suddenly disappear in plain sight? I don't see any editing cuts, so I have absolutely no idea how this dark silhouette managed to vanish like that. Look again and you can definitely see them dematerialize. There's nothing wide enough for them to hide behind. They're just gone. Let me know if you think Chris Lamb's video is paranormal, extraterrestrial, or otherwise.
Hold on, I mean, it looked like they just went around the pole, right?
But yet,
or am I wrong?
lamp. There's not enough time for anyone to walk out from behind a building, but yet here they are.
Unfortunately, due to the movement of the camera, I've had this issue.
Also, did you see how they seem to suddenly disappear in plain sight? I don't see any editing cuts, so I have absolutely no idea how this dark silhouette managed to vanish like that. Look again and you can definitely see them dematerialize. There's nothing wide enough for them to hide behind. They're just gone. Let me know if you think Chris Lamb's video is paranormal, extraterrestrial, or otherwise.
It seems like somebody was standing there. I mean, we're gonna have to go into details. Was this guy by himself in a huge ass, what seems like a parking lot? You know, just messing around with his new drone that he got. You know, that's likely. But that looks like a person standing straight at the camera. A skinny person, because when he turns, you know, it's just a figure, but it seems like he went around the pole. It seems like the person was about to step out before the camera, you know, before the video ended. If that person is not with the guy testing out his drone, then I hope everything's okay. Stay safe. But that's what I think it is. It's just, you know, due to the movements of the, you know, him trying to figure out if the, you know, the drone, because it is a little bit, you know, it's a little bit tricky. You need a lot of practice with it. And you know, I just think it's just the movement of the camera, you know, the way everything is being viewed. But yeah, you guys, that's about it for this video. If you guys are enjoying yourselves, please do what you do when you like a channel. Hit that like, share, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff, and I'll catch you guys on the next. Peace.